There's these fans in the stands, so let's go say hi. Yeah, hello. I like the sunnies.
It's my birthday today.
Attempting a new high dive. Hi, my name is Molly Carlson. I'm a professional high diver and I'm freaking out. This week I'm gonna be attempting a brand new high dive off of a 20-meter platform, 6 stories high, 66 feet in the air, hitting at 80 kilometers an hour. This is terrifying. I did not expect my 26-year-old life to be learning and attempting brand new terrifying tricks off of literal massive heights, but here we are. Come with me to learn a back triple full. 3 backflips with a full twist off of a massive 20-meter platform.
So Molly Carlson has chosen to do a new dive here.
The last time I learned a new dive was back in 2023. I did an inward triple half pike and again, not twisting. I really dislike twisting. Everything in my list is typically one direction. So I do front 4 flips, I do back, I don't know. All these things are facing the same direction. As soon as you start twisting off axis, I just get really uncomfortable and out of my comfort zone. Unfortunately, in the sport of high diving, they favor twisting in the degree of difficulty. So if you can twist and flip in the same dive, it's game over. You're gonna get really rewarded. That is why I'm trying to learn this big twist where you're twisting and flipping in the same dive. So here we go. I unfortunately really struggle with anxiety and mental health, but then you add a level of literal fear of twisting into the mix and you get a lot of tears. This was me last week having a full mental breakdown. Poor me was crying at practice because I've really wanted to learn this new dive for a while, but I got to training and I just couldn't go. I was standing on the edge of the board and I had to step in because I couldn't get myself to get off that platform. And it's because I got too in my head. I was trying to tell myself, okay, which way do you twist? But I just really don't like twisting. Take a look at my twisting experience. I've failed a lot of twisters and landed really wrong. Luckily, they were on really low heights. Check it out. So many belly flops. Imagine doing that off 20 meter. You're literally having a direct visit to the hospital. So you know what? I'm proud of myself for crying and getting all the fear out the week before. Because come like the week of bringing it up on 20 meter, I need to be so physically and mentally present to be comfortable to try it on 20 meter. And sometimes you gotta let all those anxious tears out to be able to try something new. We're done with those negative thoughts. That was so last week, and after a really refreshed weekend, I'm feeling good leading into the week of attempting this new dive. Welcome to Monday. Monday is super important because you're getting all those jitters out, you're doing some simple dives, but warming up your body to be able to peak later in the week. So I had a great diving practice and I headed to the gym to do some weight training. The work starts now, so I just finished my practice. It went super solid, just some basics. And now I'm in the gym lifting to hopefully get my legs working for the big dive on Thursday. It was important for me to activate the muscles to be strong enough to take an impact of 80 kilometers an hour during the week. From 20 meters, it's a lot of impact. Let's play a game. If I make no splash on this, you have to write something nice about yourself in the comments. Here we go. After going up on 20 meter on Tuesday, it was really important for me to go to physio. So you know how my knees obviously hyperextend really easily if I'm too careless on 20 meter, doing too many reps, not taping up. So I went to my favorite physio, Jordan, and he really just helped my knees recover and do what they needed to do to be strong for Thursday's practice. Okay, so post 20 meter, I always come and visit Jordan, the best physio I've ever met in my life, because he's saving my knees to make sure that I can get back on 20 meter on Thursday to learn this new dive, and I'm freaking out. My knees are a bit tender, so I don't know what he's doing, but I trust. Welcome to Wednesday. So on Wednesday, we actually train at a different pool. So we go and train in Laval above Montreal. And this was actually really smart because it got me out of my comfort zone. I had been doing 6 months of the smaller dive lead-ups in the same pool at the Olympic Stadium, which made me super comfortable. I'm not scared of it. But my coach thought, okay, let's do these warm-up dives for the big dive on 20 meter in a different pool to see if you can challenge yourself to do them in a different environment. So I start on this little 3 meter platform with a simple backflip. This ensures that my technique of the arm swing is good to go. Then I stay on that 3 meter platform and I add a half twist. So a backflip half twist looks good to go. The third step of these warm-up dives is to do a back 1.5 half twist. So I'm still on that 3 meter platform, but I'm going to do a full 1.5 flips with a half twist. This is actually really hard for me because it is so low, and it's really hard because I'm tall. Now that that was solid enough, we're gonna move up to the 7.5 meter platform. On the 7.5 meter platform, I'm gonna do a back double half twist. So this is when you do the half twist on the start of the dive, grab your pike and flip over to complete 2 flips. This is always so uncomfortable because it's a blind entry. You're coming around and you don't see the water and you're like, please don't land on my face. But those went super solid, and it was time for the final lead-up dive on the big 10 meter platform. The final step of the lead-up dives is this back 2.5 half on 10 meter. So 2.5 flips backwards with a half twist on the start. I was really nervous to get out of my comfort zone, but I did it, and it was pretty solid. Now you're probably like, okay, what's missing from this 10 meter dive to the 20 meter dive? So we actually put 2 10 meter dives together. Check this out. The back 2.5 half that you just saw, plus a simple Barani maneuver. So I'm standing forwards and I simply do 1 flip with a half twist. Back 2.5 half plus a Barani is going to equal back triple full that I'm gonna be attempting on the Thursday. Welcome to Thursday. This is the day we bring up the new dive. I'm actually gonna vomit. But I'm still feeling how scared I was waking up on the Thursday. I literally woke up after nightmares. I don't know if it's just me, but people with twisties or like fear of like getting lost in the air. I feel like a lot of gymnasts or snowboarders or just people that do a lot of flips and tricks in the air have these nightmares where you literally feel like you're lost and you're free falling and you don't know where the water is or the ground is and you just game over. That's it. So that was my night. Did not sleep great, but it was time to go to the pool and just hope that my body took over from my brain. Before I start doing the lead ups to get to the 20 meter platform for the new dive, it was important that I felt the exact same dive in the water belt. So the water belt is literally my best friend. It's what we use to practice the exact same feeling of the dive without doing it with the high impact. So I actually went ahead and got in the water belt, so I'm attached, and I did the same thing. So the back double half, I did the back 2.5 half, I did the back triple full, all in the water belt. And you'll see here, my coach is just pulling the rope, but at the end of the day, he's just making sure that I make it physically, but mentally, I'm the one doing all of the steps in the air, making the right decisions, and it went really, really well. So I did 2 or 3 reps of this in the water belt, and then I was like, oh gosh, time to take off the training wheels and do it by myself. I did all my lead ups. I'm taking like a little 5-minute break because I'm shitting myself. All that's going through my head is like, how do you twist, but we're just gonna trust, see what happens, and I've done all the lead ups, so I just need to get out of my head and go up and do it. So here we go. After my timeout, it was time to talk to my coach, make sure we go over the keywords because you can't really hear him from that high up. So I actually practiced with him on the ground the exact movements. I said, okay, here I want to have a strong takeoff, tight abs, straight legs. Then I want to check at the right time, so see the water, and then finish tight, okay? Because I didn't want my first one ever to be like the biggest splash. So we wanted to go up there and to do it well, and just going over these keywords with my coach was super helpful. Steph gave me a good luck fist bump, and it was time for me to go up on my own. Here we go. So I'm walking up, I'm getting really nervous. I'm walking to the edge of the platform, and my heart rate is out of my chest. I didn't know how to feel. I was like, I'm so physically prepared for this, but the whole walk, my brain was like, oh gosh, what if I do the wrong twist? What if I keep twisting? What if I get lost in the air? Like, these are all the negative thoughts that I'm battling on this 10-minute walk up to the platform. At this point, it was time to learn the back triple full, and I was like, you know what? Let's just give it a try. I'm freaking out. You've had your years of crying about twisting, but at the end of the day, you need to do it. Okay, enough filming. Let's do this. So I turned around, I put my arms out. He started counting. I was like, holy shit, here we go. I'm about to do a back triple full off this 20-meter platform. I swang my arms and I blacked out, you guys. Are you kidding me? Straight legs, beautiful entry, a little bit far on the takeoff. So I was like, come on. I want to do one worth more than 8s, you know? I want to get up there in the scores. Already I'm like, okay, if I'm going to be doing this dive, I want to do it well. So I asked to do one more, and he's like, yeah, let's lock it in with a second rep. Whew, okay, I've done it. Let me try it by myself. No count, no call, no water belt, just me on this 20-meter platform doing a back triple full. It was such a good takeoff, a little bit hunched on the entry, but take a look at this second repetition. Yay! I officially learned and succeeded at a back triple full. Learning a new high dive as a 26-year-old feels so scary because I don't want to be learning and pushing myself out of these comfort zones in my 20s. Like, ew, I'm supposed to learn dives when I'm like 14, not 26, but I did it. I cannot believe I learned this new dive off this 20-meter. For me, I'm so proud of myself. I was so nervous, but it went so well. So thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. That was a emotional roller coaster, but we got over my twisting fear, and have the best day. I love you. Keep being brave.